Hi friends, let's put Lord Eddard Stark from the A Song of Ice and Fire series into the spotlight. Eddard Stark is the Lord of Winterfell, at least he is at the beginning of the series.
I, Eddard, of the House Stark, Lord of Winterfell and Warden of the North, sentence you to die.
His best friend, King Robert Baratheon, makes Eddard the Hand of the King.
Lord Eddard Stark, I would name you the Hand of the King.
However, when Robert's son Joffrey takes the throne, he executes Stark for uncovering the Queen's secret about her incestual relationship.
So long as I am your king, treason shall never go unpunished. Sir Ilyn, bring me his head.
The name Eddard was actually invented by author George R.R. Martin for this series. He was likely inspired by the English name Edward. This in turn comes from the Anglo-Saxon name Edward? I have no idea. This name comes from two Anglo-Saxon words, which means wealth, and word, which means guardian. The name Edward means prosperous. Ned is a typical nickname for people named Edward. This nickname continues on to Eddard, who often goes by Ned.
Ned.
The surname Stark comes from the word Stark. Stark means something that is sheer, severe, or bare in appearance. This is an obvious reflection of Eddard's personality, but it's also a reflection of the North and the people who inhabit it. The people in the North are all severe and harsh in their own ways.
You'll train them yourselves, you'll feed them yourselves, and if they die, you'll bury them yourselves.
And obviously the landscape is too. Eddard Stark is obviously from House Stark. Their sigil is a grey direwolf on a white field. This represents the North really well, as it's often covered in snow even during the summer. Direwolves are bigger than regular wolves and are very rare in Westeros. However, they are found in the North, but they are a very feared animal. The House Stark is a very feared and very respected household. It's also one of the most powerful households for most of the series. The Stark words are "winter is coming."
And winter is coming.
This again links to their mentality so well. Their words literally symbolize that worse times are always about to happen. Something worse, something harsher is always coming. Not much has changed about Eddard's character between the books and the TV show. There were obviously small changes which are very typical in a book-to-screen adaptation. One of these very typical changes is that multiple characters will be condensed into one. This happened with Eddard. In the show, we learned that he's a remarkable swordsman.
I don't fight in tournaments. Just when I fight a man for real. I don't want him to know what I can do.
However, in the book, this is never mentioned. But what is mentioned in the book is that his brother was a remarkable swordsman. Shows will often do this so as to not have to introduce too many different characters. Eddard's death generated a lot of media interest in the show. It is extremely rare for a main character to die in the first season of an American TV show. However, the directors and writers thought it was really important to stick to the book on this one. Eddard's death is obviously extremely important to the plot. Sean Bean, who plays Eddard, was offered the role before he read the books. In fact, he didn't even know the books existed. He decided to read the first book, but not the rest of the series. This is because he didn't want to get too caught up in the changes made between the books and the TV show. When he was offered the role, he was told that the character would die at the end of the first season. Bean is known for playing a lot of characters who end up dying. However, he decided to accept this role because he was extremely intrigued by the story. He was also intrigued by the character, and was excited to play the first fully good, as he said it, character. This is because every role that Bean has played, the character he plays always has a dark or an evil side to them. However, Eddard Stark is just purely good.
You understand why I did it?
John said he was a deserter.
But do you understand why I had to kill him?
Our way is the old way.
The man who passes the sentence should swing the sword.
Once Bean was hired, the directors held a meeting between him and all the other actors. Specifically, the actors who were going to play characters from the North, especially those of House Stark. The directors asked Bean, who's from Northern England, whether he could do a Queen's British accent. Bean answered with a resounding no.
No.
The directors immediately then turned to all of the other actors and told them to perfect their Northern English accents. Bean found it pretty funny that all of the other actors were now forced to learn or at least perfect a new accent for him, especially considering he was really only going to be there for one season. A lot of fans assumed that Bean was always aware of Jon Snow's true heritage.
Jon's real name?
His name is Aegon Targaryen.
This belief was confirmed when Bean said in an interview that he believed Jon Snow was not his own child. However, Bean has explained that that was just a guess. He was not aware of what was going on in the show. He was not kept in the loop of any of the story arcs. In fact, he only found out who Jon Snow truly was when he watched the episode when it was aired. I want to give a huge thank you to my paragraph and book level patrons. So thank you Brandon, Kai, Knight, Gotham and Lee for supporting the channel. If you want to find out how to become a paragraph or book level patron, please head over to my Patreon. It's linked in the description box. What would your house words be if you were in this universe? Please tell me in the comment section down below. And until next time, happy bubbles! Thanks so much for watching this video and thank you to my Patreon bubblers for supporting the channel. If you want to see any of my other videos, you can click on the box on the left to see my most recent upload. Or you can click on the box on the right to watch a video that the YouTube algorithm thinks you would enjoy. Thanks for liking this video, subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell.